Y'all, today we need to talk about something that frankly, I should have made a video on this months ago, but I get this question all the time. And today, I thought I would talk at length about why I quit making PvP content on Wizard101. A lot of what we're going to talk about involves the decision that I almost made to quit making content in general, so let's talk about it. So I think the story really starts in January, February. This year started very rough for me because it was at a time where I would argue the PvP population was at an all-time low. And you guys can actually revisit the VODs if you don't even believe me, but I'm sure the people that were there can vouch for this. Every single day, I was getting Q-sniped and stream sniped repeatedly. If y'all don't know what I mean by Q-sniping versus stream sniping, Q-sniping is when you know someone's in Q and you have a reasonable guess what school they are on and you counterpick them. And stream sniping is literally worse. It's like playing Uno and knowing where your opponent has. And like, you can hear them talking about what they're about to do. Right? Completely defeats the purpose of playing Uno to begin with. And that's basically the issue that started a lot of this. So much of it happened using the guild system in Wiz101, which is an in-game way to organize players. You would think people would organize themselves to get loot, to get spellman, but there were multiple guilds of people, sometimes with previous bans, active bans that were just account sharing, organizing, taking turns queuing in a way where they would increase their likelihood of getting me and never getting each other. What I would argue was rampant boosting, really, of their rank. And I think the escalation beyond just like, you know, Q and stream sniping, that's where it really got crazy. To this day, I don't know how much of this was like, you know, organized or not, but it got to the point around March, April, where multiple content creators were clipping me out of context and basically trying to make me look bad. There were people making videos of like literally just me just being aggravated, which it's very easy to make someone look bad if you go out of your way to aggravate them. And one of the worst people to do it now, their Wiz account and their YouTube account is banned, but it was ridiculous. They were clipping me every single day. They were making terrorist jokes with Wiz chat, and then when they got banned, they just came back with a well-funded replacement account, as in a new account with hundreds of dollars funneled into it so they could just continue what they were doing. I saw a world where they were adding all of these world elixirs and people were literally putting literal funds into making sure that my stream would be worse, and I really thought about it, like, is this just how it's gonna be for the rest of my goddamn streaming experience? Am I just gonna get aggravated like a normal human by normal things that aggravate people but just get made to look like the bad guy? And then anytime anyone has consequences, they just use all these in-game features like guilds and world elixirs to literally never stop like cockroaches? That was where my mindset was, y'all. And we're talking at this point, this is around like May, maybe like April, May, you know, it really looked like it was the end of this channel. I spent at least a month PvPing, not because I wanted to, but because I had an audience at least of some people that still cared about it. And every day I woke up thinking, yo, what kind of nonsense am I gonna encounter on stream today? The thing that I was doing as a job, that was my mindset that I was attaching to it. I didn't really know deep down how bad it was back then, but it was that bad. But here's where at least the story gets a little bit better. I completely shifted the way this channel worked. I could have just quit PvP and quit making content altogether, but I started doing the die equals delete series. And it really does go to show that, not to be like too deep or poetic with it, it really is at your lowest point where you have the most room for growth. You know, that's just something that I always thought that was like some nonsense, you know, like people just tell you that to like cheer you up if you're down bad. But genuinely, I can't think of another series in my entire time as a streamer or as a content creator that has literally changed my outlook on things. Not only did I find content because of y'all that supported it that actually was like kind of invulnerable to bad actors trying to mess with it for their own personal entertainment. Right, in PvP, people can mess with you when you're live the whole damn time. I've had a birthday stream before, as in I streamed on my birthday, where these guilds that organized spent the full 3.5 hours I was live taking turns. I'm pretty sure it was 2023, September 9th. If you go back to September 9th, 2023, you will probably see 4 or 5 people in the exact same guild. And if you look around that week, the same people I was getting all week simply taking turns like it was a national sniping holiday or something. To go from that to what happened this year, I streamed PvE on my birthday, and it was one of the best streams I've ever had. It was just a fun time with people that were actually there to vibe along with me. Even around that time, like, you know, my birthday, I was still doing some PvP streams, some PvE streams. The real shift that I've made recently anyways to daily stream, the die equals delete, and daily record videos instead of those PvP stream highlights that I used to do, that's only in the past couple of months, I'd say. But frankly, I'm literally happier than I've ever been. I'm happy to the point where I genuinely realize now that I just wasn't happy before. You know, it's sometimes you gotta be up here to realize how down bad you were, you know? Like, I just wasn't happy playing this game, or at least as happy as I am now. I hate to put it bluntly, but yes, there are people, and it is a people-related reason that made it so that I just could never really stream PvP. Everything that I'd been doing for the past 11 years, and most of it was PvP, just got worse and worse day after day. I don't actually want this to be a call out on Wizard101. Like, for example, the dude that was, you know, calling me a terrorist every day on Wizard101, at least he got banned, you know, like, at least Wiz did some moderation. And to their credit, I feel like a lot of the people that do cause issues, especially in PvP, it's not like they've never been banned. They just have ways to work around their previous bans because they just literally have people that'll give them accounts, right? They'll sometimes change their devices to avoid a hardware ban, right? They're a little slimy with it, and I kind of do get that that's not as easy to, like, you know, moderate. But I've been thinking about it a lot, y'all. Now with Darkmoor, a new level cap, new gear templates, it's obviously a great time for anyone really to make PvP content. And I think in quitting PvP altogether, it would be like letting those people win. And so here's where, in the long term anyways, I am going to be taking these actions moving forward. Y'all probably are not gonna get PvP streams anymore. This game has a serious stream sniping issue. There just aren't that many people in queue for anyone with over 100 viewers to stream and get fair game. So I've decided to go back to my roots. I'm gonna be recording PvP content when I finally level up everyone and gear myself out. To give y'all a little status update, right? This is one of my 4 current level 180s. So yes, I have been grinding like crazy, but I still got 3 more level 180s to go. I'm about to craft all the new Darkmoor gear. I gotta raid a little bit, make some decks. All of this is gonna take a lot of time. But when the PvP content comes back, hopefully the people that have been following me recently, y'all give it a chance. But also, the people that, you know, like PvP, hopefully y'all can enjoy something where I'm really going back to my roots. The way I started doing all of this, my first video 11 years ago was recorded PvP. I never used to stream it, and I think that's what made me fall in love with PvP to begin with. I have no, like, real date on when the first return to PvP at level 180 video will be. I'm gonna take my time. The rating alone is probably gonna take me quite a bit of time. But hopefully people understand why I haven't been prioritizing PvP content as much. It has simply been like a mental health decision. But beyond that, my channel is doing better than I ever thought it would. I feel like it speaks to our community out here, man. And I genuinely look forward to every stream every day. I genuinely look forward to uploading and editing these videos for y'all. I don't want to ruin that for all the money in the world. So that's what I'm prioritizing. And hopefully that is a more all-encompassing answer to why I make any decision about my content on this channel. But yeah, y'all, I do think a lot of people, especially like they you know, maybe you caught a stream every now and then. Maybe you don't know the full context of this, but yes, I do think, especially in the thick of it, it was so much that I think most people that were like 2-3 times my size as a streamer probably never even dealt with stuff like that. And that's what happens in a niche community like Wiz. But I'm glad that there was some resilience, you know, in terms of the community and all of that. I am eternally grateful. I really thought I was gonna lose the whole daily stream, the whole channel. Like, this really has become a part of me, man. And while I don't know what the future holds, I'm just happy that, you know, a change in content like this hasn't just led to the death of the channel. In fact, we are reaching new heights. So hopefully this was a good answer to why I quit making certain types of content, but that doesn't mean it's ending permanently. And hopefully y'all are excited for what's to come. Let me know y'all's thoughts with y'all's experiences in other parts of the community. Maybe you've seen, like, I don't know, toxicity in other parts, and you realize that the game was actually fun when you played it in a totally different way. And let me know what content y'all would like to see as well, especially because the PvP live streams, I really don't see them coming back for the foreseeable future. Let's leave it at that. Look forward to reading y'all's thoughts, y'all. Drop a like if you enjoyed. Leave a sub if you're new. And as always, if somebody hasn't told you you're awesome today, they doing something wrong. Stay awesome. See y'all soon. And yeah.